Hi, this is my live demonstration video on air resistance. So I can't do all that editing and stuff like that one girl did in class. That was pretty cool. But I can tell you how my experience is gonna go. So think about this. If you drop a hammer and a feather at the same time, the hammer drops first. Do you know why? Because of air resistance. But if you drop them in a place with no air resistance, what do you think will happen? If you thought they drop at the same time, then you guessed right. They drop at the same time because it has no air resistance and there's no forces acting upon them. So they're basically just falling at the same time, like standing still, and they hit at the same time. Brian Cox proved this in a vacuum chamber. They sucked out all the air inside the vacuum chamber, and they dropped a bowling ball and feathers at the same time. But before they took out all the air, they also did it with all the air inside there, and obviously the bowling ball hit first. But when they sucked out all the air, they slowly fell, and they were neck and neck, slowly falling, and they hit at the same time because there were no forces acting on it, proving that there's a difference between air resistance and no air resistance. Because people said, oh, feather and a bowling ball, two different ways they can't drop at the same time. But little do you know, you take that air resistance away and they both drop at -10 meters per second, then they fall and they hit at the exact same time. Now you can't prove this theorem on your own at home because you don't have a vacuum chamber like he did. We don't have access to that. But you can do this with 2 water bottles that are the exact same size. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill one. You gotta get 2 water bottles. You're gonna have one empty, and you're gonna fill one all the way to the top. So here is the experiment. So get 2 water bottles, the exact same size and everything. Fill one to the top and leave the other one empty. Get your phone and record multiple videos of them dropping them, and we are gonna see if they hit at the same time, or the heavier one, the one filled up with water, drops first. And I think they will drop at the same time because they both have the same air resistance because of the same size. The only difference is the weight. So we're gonna pause this video and go outside and record this and see what happens. Alright, so we outside and we got the 2 bottles, one empty, and let's see which one drop at the first, or if they drop at the same time. And that is my experiment. It looked like they hit at the same time. I went back over a little bit. I wanted to redo it like multiple times, but my water bottle with the water broke. So unfortunately, we cannot redo it multiple times, and those were the only 2 water bottles that I had in my house for some reason. But I feel like that experiment went well. They both fell at the same rate because they had the same air resistance, and that's the difference. No air resistance and air resistance. You don't have any air at all. There's no forces acting upon it, so it's basically just staying still, falling. There's nothing actually forcing, like pulling it down to the ground, with no air resistance in a vacuum chamber. And we couldn't recreate that, so we did our own experiment at home with 2 water bottles, with bottles the same size that had the same air resistance. So it's Dana Wixon signing out.